Welcome to the channel and this new playthrough for Empyrion Galactic Survival, and we are going to be playing with the Alpha 9.0.5 update, which was released in December 2018 if you're watching this in the future. This is the new update that includes the weight and volume restriction mechanics, which currently in the default game are not enabled, but in this playthrough I have gone in and manually enabled it. And a quick tip, guys, is that if you are playing short series and they release an update at the moment, until that option is enabled within the main game mechanic, every time they release an update, the config file is reset. So if you decide to start a game with the volume restrictions enabled, remember to go in and re-edit that file. What is the focus of this Let's Play? Well, this Let's Play is going to be really exploring the new mechanics, especially the new faction mechanics, which brought my previous series to a fairly abrupt end because I went in and upset the Polaris and then they killed me. Anyway, that's another story for another time, and I think we're just going to get straight into what we're going to be doing. And a quick tip, guys, don't name the game until you've changed all the other parameters. We'll start with the seed. The seed is literally today's date, which is the 27th of December 2018 in reverse order. And there's no other reason behind it. I just thought I'd just put that in just to see what type of planet we're going to get. Difficulty settings, we're going to you can see it's on custom. It's a hard setting, but what I've actually done is I've increased the amount of all deposits to normal and the number of deposits to normal. The reason I've done that is that the previous playthrough I wanted to play on a large planet. I want to play on a large planet on this system, and to be honest, if you go for the hard settings on a large planet, you only get like 3 or 4 deposits of iron, copper and silicon. And while if you're really into a brutal start, that's okay, but with the large planet, because the sheer size of the planet, trying to find those deposits is a real pain in the neck. And the way I see it is the normal setting for the medium planet is a challenge for the large planet, and if you want a bit of a less challenge, bump it up to rich, which will give you 12 deposits of each of the key resources. So that's the reason why I've increased this to normal. The other thing I've also done is I've increased the constructor craft speed to normal. That's purely for the purposes of making videos, because I don't really want to hang around waiting for the constructors to go. I mean, it's a bit boring. And of course what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going for a large planet size, and now we can go up, and I'm just going to call this take 3. Because it is my 3rd playthrough if you include the experimental one. That's everything all set up, and of course we're going to be playing on the temperate planet. The reason for that is that I don't think the game is sufficiently balanced enough at the moment to justify a really good playthrough on the arid planet. I think once the devs have had a chance to balance the new mechanics, I will then have a go at playing on an arid planet. And you can see the planet type is temperate, gravity is normal, temperature range is 0 to 45. It says radiation 0, but be aware that this planet will still have radiated fog, which will kill you if you don't have a suit protection. And of course there's oxygen, and you can see the basic resources are iron, copper, silicon and promethium. And the start is the normal escape pod crashing. So here are, guys, the drop pod's coming down, and what I'm going to do is spin round, because what I'm looking for is water. There was a small lake there. I was hoping for a bit bigger piece of water. It's a bigger piece of water over there. So right, let's just spin this round quickly and head inland, because on the heights is where you often find the copper and the iron and the other resources that we're going to want. You normally find silicon down by the water, which is the reason why I was looking for the water. I'm just gonna, oops, I'm not gonna do the integrated datapad assistance, which is the in-game tutorial, simply because it can lead you a little bit of astray, and playing on hard, that's not exactly what you're looking for at the start. I mean, the first thing it does is it tells you to eat the energy bar and the usual health kit, but I don't really want to do that in here. You can see here, because I'm starting on hard, we don't have an environmental heater control, which is going to be a little bit of an issue. And I think what we're going to do is just get out straight away and start grabbing some resources. And we might as well get stuck in, because the first priority is going to be getting to level 3 so that we can unlock the portable heater cooler and the constructor. That's what we're looking for straight away. And what I'm going to do is, the water's over there, but I'm going to go off in this direction a little bit towards this small lake, just to see if we can pick up any other resources like this. This is what I'm after here, guys. So we're just going to... Oops, nope. And there's some corn there, some fibre. And when you first start out, what you want to do is just literally grab everything in sight. And we're going to head for that natural sweetener over there as well. I think what I could probably do is just read that there, and we'll just make one of these. There's some natural sweetener down there as well, but I'd like to get that one over there first, and then we can curve back. Now there is a reason why I'm going after the natural sweetener, which is a quick way to improve your health and your food level, but before you can do it you need a cure for indigestion, which is the natural sweetener. So I'm just going to grab that, and then we're going to work our way down the hill. We're going to keep our eyes open for some natural plant protein. There's some over there, but there's some fibre there. I'm just going to grab that. I'm just going to traverse the hill across here like this. Now the bugs down there, as long as you keep away from them, they won't annoy you, but if you start getting too close to them, they get a bit tetchy. When you've got no armour, they've got a little bit of a kick, but a little bit of lag there, guys. Oops. Get out of here, they're a bit close. Now it's very important to listen to the audio cues when you're playing at this level, because if you played the Alpha 8 update when there was like a day truce where you rushed around and got everything done before the hostiles come out, well, that's changed now. The hostiles are out and about early, but the real hostiles you've got to deal with at the moment is spiders. Most of the other creatures here will leave you alone as long as you leave them alone. And what we're going to do is just eat some more of this, and it's going to keep eating this. So you can see, if you eat the energy bars, that just gives you food. If you eat the raw plant protein, it will give you health and food, but you also get indigestion now. And what you need to do is eat one of these natural sweeteners. Now bear in mind that the natural sweetener, besides curing indigestion, will also give you indigestion. So you don't want to risk indigestion when you've only got one natural sweetener. What you want to do is wait until you've got at least two, so that if you get indigestion and then you try to cure it, and then the cure actually gives you the indigestion again, you've then got a chance of getting some more. Does that make sense, guys? And we're just going to get over here, and there's some berries over there as well, which is going to be quite useful. There's some iron over there, but I don't want to get too far, because what I want to do is work my way down towards that tree line. Then we're going to curve back towards the larger body of water. Right, we found some wreckage over there. We're certainly going to check that out. Hopefully this is going to be a berry tree, but there's some iron up there. We're just going to get across and grab that. Now, some players you will see will run everywhere. The trouble with running everywhere is that if you consume stamina, you actually accelerate the amount of food that you eat. So in some ways it's easier just to walk everywhere. I think we can get in between that. And the thing I've noticed with these creatures, as long as you keep moving, they tend to just ignore you. They tend to go for you when you actually stand still. So like if I come in here and grab this and grab this and just keep moving out, they tend to not bother you. Right, there's another natural sweetener and some plant protein there, so we'll grab that. And I want to get to the small wreckage to see what we can get there. Yep, I want to get that way. I think we'll just come in here, and what I'm looking for, if I can get far enough away, pop that, I think. And I thought I picked up some berry juice. Did I miss that berry tree? That's a bit unfortunate. Right, let's just grab this plant protein. Yeah, what I was about to say, guys, is what I'm looking is to get at least 20 of each of the base resources, copper and all that. And what 20 translates in is 5 ore translates into roughly 10 ingots. Although to do the initial build you don't actually need to convert to ingots, you just use the raw ore. I think if we get over there and we head for that natural sweetener, we can snag this lot here. This is going quite well actually. So we're just going to come through here, snag that, snag this here. There's some purple leaves there. The other thing I also want to do is, got some there, so I think we've got 1, 2, 3, make about 4 of those. And it's going to eat a bit more of this, so if we can run the risk of indigestion. Yep, we've got indigestion again, but we'll just pop that. And I don't know if you noticed that, guys, there, but the natural sweetener also boosts my health up. By boosting the health up, that makes life a little bit easier. I'm just going to grab that. Whoops, it's that. Don't want to waste any more of these resources than necessary. I'm just going to grab that. Curve back for that fibre. And we'll just keep going towards the small wreckage. Hopefully we will find something of value in that direction. Grab that on the way through. Right, let's see what we can find in here. Now the gold standard of what you're looking for is a multi-tool charge. Now I'll take the detox. See if there's enough one here. Don't really want the spoiled food. Have the spoiled food back. I'm going to get plenty of my own spoiled food. I don't need to find it in a... Yeah, if you can find a multi-charge, a multi-tool charge in some small wreckage, that puts you well ahead of the curve, because it means that when the time comes to build a hover vehicle, you have the option to be able to fix your mistakes when you're building. Otherwise you've got to find Promethium to build the charge to be able to use a multi-tool. So that's something you need to remember, guys. There's no point worrying about multi-tool charges if you don't have Promethium. I'm gonna grab that. What else have we got here? Yeah, we've got some bandages now. I think we're gonna queue up some of these. And actually, no, cancel those. I'm going to queue up one of those so that we got, just to give you guys a bit of an overview. This is good against frostbite, which you can get, open wounds. This is good against broken legs and fractures, and this is good against poisonous bites, which is what you could get from spiders. So the idea is to carry enough of this that should you run into a problem, you can cure anything, because the way the game is now set, that if you don't treat wounds quick enough, there you will run into a problem with it escalating over time, You don't really want to run around. Now what I would like to do is get down here, but if you actually see, my body temperature is rising because we're now getting down lower. And at the moment I don't have the protection of a environmental heater or cooler. I suppose the best way to call it is an air conditioner. So I don't really want to get overheated at the moment, because I certainly don't want a heat exhaust or anything like that. And for any of you guys new to the game who don't understand those numbers, the big number is the temperature outside, or your environmental temperature. The small number on the right at the bottom, where it says 34 degrees at the moment, is your body surface or suit temperature. So that's the temperature of your suit, and then the small number above where it says 25 is your core temperature, and the temperature that you need to protect is your core temperature. As long as your core temperature stays within a reasonable range, you won't get frostbite or heat exhaustion or anything like that. So you can take levels of cold and heat for short periods of time as long as your core temperature doesn't rise. You can see now the triangle's on, it's now giving me the warning, and you can see the surface temperature is rising. And if I head back again and just snag that on the way through, if I can get back up and get a bit of height, my core temperature will drop again. And what I really need to do is get to level 3. If I can get to level 3, I can then make a environmental regulator, because that only needs copper and iron, and that will make life a little bit easier. Just get in here, and we've now got enough bandages to be going on. I could really do with another one there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can pump off some of those now. I mean, there will be plenty of herbal leaves down close to the water, so we'll be able to make some more of the ointment in the red jar. Can't remember what it's called now. There's one here, see? So we've got that. There's some iron over here, some more plant fibre. At the moment I'm quite literally just grabbing everything to try and get to level 3. If we can get to level 3, we'll be doing great. And I think we're just going to curve away a little bit more. Just work this kind of medium area here. Not much going on here. How far am I off of? That's, well, we're pretty close, so I think maybe if I can dive in and find some more of this fibre, because if we get 50 points a shot, we'll be okay. And so this will be, there we are, when we reach level 3, and skip the survival constructor, just drop this down to 1, and oops, we need to do the unlock. Now this is not, so we need to unlock that, and more importantly we need that. Let's get back to here. I'll make that, and I think we can just, oops, what am I doing? Just going to pop a couple of these. I think we're just eat a couple of these to get my health up. We'll risk the indigestion. We got some of these there. That's great. And what I'm going to do now is, although the body temperature is rising, I think because I'm now building an environmental control, I can start moving towards the edge of the water. If my body temperature gets too high, I can just drop it and cool. You can see we're up to 40 degrees centigrade now. Wow. It's built yet? Not quite. We're up to 28, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful here. And what we'll need to do is just drop, and right, we're up to 41 now. Well, you can see how slowly these environmental work. I'm going to be a bit careful here, so we're going to get heat exhaustion, which means we're going to take damage. We're getting pretty close to the borderline. Come on, come on, game. What we're going to do is just deploy this for the moment, I'm just going to let the body temperature drop a little bit. And all you got to do is just stand next to this, and if you watch it, if it gets down to 25, yeah, and we can just snag that, get back to here, and we're just going to move in. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that slight womp 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 sound. Just grabbed some confetti moss scrapings as well on the way through. Now the confetti moss scrapings aren't particularly that useful until you've got a portable constructor, because then you can start making some other medication. It's not particularly that high on your list of things to do. That's what I'm after here. So what we can do is just drop that there, and we can just take advantage of just get there some. We can just shoot over there. There's some rocks there. We do need the rock to make the carbon substrate, and just going to see it's up to 39 again, so it's going to have to. And what I want to do is work my way along this coast, and get back to here. And while we're cooling off, we're just going to get back to 25. Just shift click. What I want to do is just work my way along this edge here, getting as much silicon and rock as possible. Some rock there, I think. Well, no, it's silicon. Well, I'll take it. And what you do need to do, guys, is keep an eye out for the tetrapods that hang around on this line. Some grain there. We'll take that just for the XP. Grain is no longer as important as it used to be, simply because you don't need grain to make plastic anymore, because there is no plastic. It's now carbon substrate. Just going to grab that. My body temperature is rising again. Just going to get away from the edge into here. I'm just going to drop that there. Just going to stand next to this for a little while. And what I'm thinking is to get round the edge of the lake towards those trees. Now, there's a specific reason why I want to get to the trees, and that is that I want to be close to a source of logs. So let me just have a quick look. What I want to do is just work my way over to, say, about here. Set a marker, which is over there. But I want to work along the shore, where night's coming up. It's still quite hot. Wow. This temperature's being a bit of a pain in the neck, guys, so we may have to go into the dark. Because what I want to do is set up a base and build a bike. But I want to do it close to trees so that I can use the time more effectively. I think I've probably got enough silicon now to be going on with. I can always come back and get this. What I wouldn't mind is a bit more silicon. Can you hear that gurgle noise? That was an indication there's a tetrapod around. That have some silicon here. We'll just grab that. This is why you don't really want to set the. Our inventory is full. Great. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, you don't really want to set the base up too close to. I mean, actually, I'm kind of inclined to go this way. I want to be close enough to the water to be in the open, to be away from the tetrapods at the same time as I don't want to be actually in the trees, because that could cause trouble with spiders. I think maybe this is about it. We're just going to drop back so that we don't get cooked. And I'm just going to drop this down here. 497. Oh, great. I've got myself buggered. How am I going to get out of this then? Okay. Right, that means I've dropped it. Portable constructor. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to drop some of this down a bit. I need to pick up the portable constructor and pick up that. Yeah, this is one of the problems if you get a bit too carried away, guys, but we got away with it, so that's fine. Get that in there, get some stone in there. We want to drop everything else in that we don't need. The grain can go and it's going to spoil the confetti. Whilst just to show you guys here, we got herbal leaves, so we can make one of those straight away. So we might preserve that. And the first thing we want is a bike kit. And we can drop the water in because we don't really need that at the moment. And what I can do at the moment is we can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can knock up some of these as well. Okay. And I mean, I'm not going to harvest that just yet. So I'm just going to have to stand here for the moment. This temperature is pretty awesome, actually. Going to make life quite difficult to maneuver around. And oh, the other thing I also need to do, I'm just going to delete that. And I think I'm just going to drop a waypoint here and call it home. Probably a little bit too close to the edge of the water for my liking, to be honest, but we'll take a chance. I mean, I can always move if necessary. Wow. I mean, I could probably do with a second. I think what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to pull out half of this. I'm going to make a second portable constructor. So I'm just going to knock out a second one of these. And we're just going to stand around here for a little while, guys. So apologies for this, but this is why, the reason why I chose for the faster thing. This temperature is, I mean, then again, I suppose it's still late afternoon, isn't it? How are we doing over here? We made this. I'm just going to drop that in there. That can go into there. And I'm just going to make a bike. And we finished that, still building. Okay, that's good. I'm just going to drop that in there. The bike's good. And the next thing I want to do is we got a few points, so make get a shotgun. And the other thing I want is it miscellaneous or tools? I would like. Well, we've got a detector, so we should be able to make a detector in here as well. That should be under there. We want the detector so that we can carry it and form a radar. Just going to drop the bike on there, and of course what we're going to do. I thought I unlocked the shotgun. Okay. Right, just going to drop the bike down. I thought I'd unlocked the... Oh no, I didn't unlock the shotgun. Now there's a reason that I'm making the shotgun, and that is that the shotgun is a very good way to... I think we'll make about maybe 5 of those. That will now give us a radar. You can see that tells us straight away there's something away to the north, and the temperature's still hot. Come on, it's getting dark. You should be able to... And it means that there's something away to the north, which is pretty good. I think I'm probably going to have to carry this with me for the moment. That's the temperature now. Ah, so the temperature's dropped now because it's getting dark. Still quite warm here. I'm kind of inclined to maybe move this base a little bit further inland. What's the temperature? Maybe we're... I mean, I don't think... Well, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Or we're just going to have to live here, guys. Well, I think this will be okay as a temporary base. For the moment. Right, we should now have the second portable constructor. I'm just going to put that there. We've now got the shotgun, we've got some ammunition, and I'm just going to give you guys, just to wind this video up, a quick demonstration of why I'm got the shotgun, and that is, shotgun is an incredibly good way of gathering wood. Not sure why this planet is so hot. And what I will say, guys, is I don't think it's going to be long before the devs cotton on to this, and don't probably is going to get nerfed because it's ridiculous. It's so OP, it's incredible. I mean, to be able to just go out and gather wood like this is just, yeah, as I say, it's just so OP, guys. It's unbelievable. And I'm just gonna grab this rock. And I'm just gonna grab that. Should be able to get back before we overheat. Although we've now got the medicine for it, so we should be okay. I'm probably gonna have to carry the thermal conditioner with us, and the idea now is that what we're going to do is shove that in there, and what you get now is from each log, one log makes 20 fibre, and you need 10 from that. So what we could do is load about 40 of those. And this is the mistake I made in the previous playthrough. I didn't start manufacturing biofuel early enough to drive my what we call it, my other vehicle. So I think that's about it, guys, for this part. Well, I've got everything worked up. I've probably gone a little bit over time. What I will do is, it's just getting night now, so what I will do is play off camera, play through the night, go out and gather more resources, so that in the next part we'll pick up and we're going to do a bit more exploration out, maybe around this area a little bit, just to see what we can find. But that's all good, and we're certainly going to go and check out that over there where it says in the north. But that's going to be for the next part, guys, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.